Yeah. Yeah. Breakfast. Oh. So you want to intermittent fast. Whether you read about it in the magazine section while you're waiting to check out at the grocery line, or maybe you heard through Facebook that your father's brother's niece's nephew's dog's friend stopped eating after 8 p.m. and lost a bunch of weight. Whatever the reason, this video is going to give you some insights on whether or not intermittent fasting is right for you. Welcome to Otto Tries Fitness. I'm Otto, and I've been 300 pounds 3 times in my life. So I know a thing or two about what works and what doesn't when it comes to losing stubborn belly fat. So what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is when you limit your calories to a predetermined window throughout the day. These times can vary from a 3-hour window to a 12-hour window. It can be every day, or it can be every couple of days. The rules are weird, so I'm sure you want to know. Does this work? Well, it depends. Depends on you. After many years, I've learned that success when it comes to dieting comes down to 2 things. 1, calories. No diet's gonna work if you're not in a calorie deficit. Plain and simple. Meaning you need to be conscious of how many calories you're eating versus how many you're burning. Best way to do this is to keep track of what you're eating for a couple days, take the average, and lower it. And 2, behaviors and habits. Really, calories are the most important factor here, but everybody has such a diverse range of habits and behaviors when it comes to eating that one change, like not eating after 8 p.m., might work wonders for one person, while it might be detrimental to another. The reason I bring this up is if you are extremely uncomfortable while you're dieting, you're doing it wrong. Clearly, there are some factors with behavior that need to be addressed. If you're overweight, dieting down doesn't have to be uncomfortable until you're like bodybuilder level of lean. So what kind of person does this work for? If you're someone who tends to eat a lot at night or has that occasional snack before bed, this might be the change for you. However, if you're somebody who likes to eat often and needs a lot of volume to feel satiated, probably stay away from this one. A restriction like this might cause mental strain that will completely destroy your calorie deficit by making you overindulge in your eating window, or just cause too much mental strain that you give up the diet altogether. Do yourself a favor, take an objective look at yourself and your behaviors from a third-person view. If you happen to be like me and the idea of going to bed hungry intimidates you, check out my book. I wrote a book about how you can actually eat more than you're eating now by substituting lower calorie ingredients and still be in a calorie deficit. It explains how nutrition tables work, how to find the low calorie dense foods, and how to keep track. There's no magazine cover BS. Everything is laid out in simple to understand text and illustrations. But if you can't afford the book, subscribe. Watch these videos because I'm going to be going over how I got my dad to lose 50 pounds without any exercise, and how you can too, because you definitely don't need to fast to lose weight. But that doesn't mean that intermittent fasting doesn't have a place as a tool for weight loss. As long as you're not destroying your deficit, then intermittent fasting has some benefits too. We're going to be looking at an article by Johns Hopkins Medicine, which I'll actually link down below. In the article, neuroscientist Mark Mattson states that our bodies have evolved to go many hours or even days without food. The article goes on to explain how our behaviors and interactions have changed due to the advancement of technology and entertainment, explaining how we're sitting and snacking all day and most of the night. Extra calories and less activity can increase the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other illnesses. Basically, our calorie intake shot up and our expenditure shot down, giving a large portion of people a calorie surplus. And if you've gained weight in the past, you're a part of this statistic. Intermittent fasting is like this new behavior to counteract the mindless snacking. The article goes on to state some of the benefits associated with intermittent fasting. Thinking and memory. Studies discovered that intermittent fasting boosts working memory in animals and verbal memory in adult humans. Heart health. Intermittent fasting improved blood pressure and resting heart rate, as well as other heart-related measurements. Physical performance. Young men who fasted for 16 hours showed fat loss while maintaining muscle mass, diabetes, and obesity. In animal studies, intermittent fasting prevented obesity. And in 6 brief studies, obese adult humans lost weight through intermittent fasting. Tissue health. In animals, intermittent fasting reduced tissue damage in surgery and improved results. So clearly there are some benefits that stretch further than weight loss. I guess the point I'm trying to stress here is that intermittent fasting isn't some magical solution to weight loss. You can't go into this expecting to lose weight if you're going to double your calories for the day, as long as it's within the window. It just doesn't work like that. I think it would be much easier to substitute one of your normal meals with a low-calorie, high-volume density meal and end up eating more volume, eating less calories, and eating whenever you want. And most importantly, being in a deficit. If you're curious about low-calorie dense foods, check out my other videos, including the video where I talk about my own weight loss journey. And if you like the video, let me know by clicking the thumbs up or commenting for the algorithm. And as always, be conscious of your calories.